So, yeah, whatever briefly discussed on the right view, so that comes in the category of the wisdom. So the Eightfold Path also can be summarized within the three higher trainings, the practice of three higher trainings. The higher training of if you go, the three higher training, if you put into the order, the common order, which is based on, again, interdependent of cause and effect. Then first one is morality. And second one is concentration. Third one is wisdom. In order to actualize the higher training, in particularly in the resulting of the higher training of wisdom, it requires higher training in concentration. In order to develop the productive, the higher training in concentration, it requires the practice in the higher training of morality. So these three, in fact, act as a cause and effect. But then when you refer to the Eightfold Path, the usual, the order is not like that. You know, the first, the wisdom, then the middle one is the ethic, then the final one is concentration. So as I mentioned before, there's a reason why such order is there. So very much discussed before. So the entire Buddha Dharma, when it comes to practice, you know, you can consolidate within the training of the three higher practices of higher training morality, higher training concentration, higher training wisdom. So due to that, you can also understand the Eightfold Path is the, you know, the complete practice of the entire Buddha Dharma, you know, entire 84,000 teaching. So now the second one, the second part, which is the higher training, the right intention. So now when you have a right view, then quite natural, you know, to have a right intention, isn't it? Right mindset for any pursuit or any action that you perform through your body, speech, and mind. So really, the foundation is, you know, carrying right view. As I mentioned before, you know, even about causality, if you have a right view of that, right view on the karma, then you will have a kind of reframing from committing any form of, you know, harmful actions such as 10 non-virtues, you know, starting with no killing, etc. You know, so when you have that kind of correct view, then your heart, whenever you engage into any activities of body, speech, and mind, you always carry sense of awareness that I have to be careful, you know, from committing any form of harmful deeds, such as killing, etc. You know, like that. So, so in any way, very, you know, as a Buddhist, very minimal that we need to carry the right intentions of if I able to bring benefit to the sentient being, I will do so. If not, at least I will refrain from causing harm. So that's very minimal, very, very foundational kind of right intention that need to have. Now, if you following, more serious, path, which can be understand that your focus, your purpose of life, or your purpose of engaging in Buddhist practice is to achieve higher rebirths, like such as another reincarnation of human life to continue virtuous practice, or to be born in the God realms, or to actualize Pure Land. And then the minimal intention is whatever action that you perform through your body, speech, and mind, that not to be committed in relation to 10 non-virtues. Then minimum intention is to observe 10 virtues, because observing 10 virtues and refraining from 10 non-virtues, give the opportunity to commit right causes to reborn as a human God, including reborn into the Pure Land, like such as Trishita Pure Land, etc. So physically, at least at least intentionally abstaining the physical engagement of such as killing, stealing, sexual misconduct. Always fully what you call, always the intention is always lively. Wherever you are, whatever you do. So then speech-wise, always making sure, all the 4 different kind of, speech-related non-virtues, such as not lying, not idle gossip, not harsh word, no slandering, etc. So anything that can bring inconvenience to others, hurt others' emotion, to abstain from that. Those are very, very minimal intention that we need to. Whenever we want to say something, we have to have that intention. Then we speak. On the basis of that intention, then we communicate with others. Including to our own self. When we communicate to ourselves, we always communicate respectfully, kindly, compassionately. We communicate with others respectfully, kindly, compassionately. Then always carry the alertness that whatever thought arises, then making sure there's no 3 kind of non-virtuous thought. The thought that related to anger, thought that related to attachment, and thought that related to ignorant, the wrong views. You see, so whenever such thing arises, then you always carry this intention to avert it. And when your mind, stay empty, then you let your mind to stay awake in the cultivation of love, kindness, compassion, altruism, wisdom, etc. You see, so because we need to cultivate the path. So just staying empty, thinking, that's not helpful. Just thinking nothing is not helpful. We need to think something. So we need to practice to make our mind to a harmony with all these virtuous thinkings like that. So this is very, very, at least thinking that if I cannot benefit others, at least I shouldn't think negative about others. If I cannot think beneficial thing about sentient being, then at least I shouldn't have this negative ideas, about any being, any living being, or anything. See, so like that. So then, if you are someone that who is, progressing in the practice of self-nirvana, that understanding that at this position, I have no ability to, work for the benefit of all sentient beings. At least I want to achieve as much virtues as possible, including, minimum liberation from the suffering that I go through, the samsara, and actualize liberation. Then, whichever path that you follow, Hira's path, solitary realized path, which is very much educated within the Hinayana's path. In Theravadan tradition, very much teachings, the path and the practice are based on either of these, two yanas, which is called as a Hira's and solitary realizes practice, or the yanas, also called as vika, like that. Or I think in Lamrim we call as middle capable beings path. The earlier one is small capable beings path, or the beginner capable beings path. The later one is middle capable beings path. So then for that, then one has to, on the basis of abstaining the 10 non-virtues, practicing 10 virtues, you have to strengthen your moral conduct. So very much the practice of the three higher training has to be the main practice. Has to practice great extent of moral conduct, such as taking any of the individual liberation vows. For the small capable beings part that we discussed before, as a Buddhist, and as a precept, you take the precept of refuge, and you take the precept of any of the 5 lay vows or all the 5 lay vows. So when it comes to the middle capable beings part, then refuge is definite. Even the 5 lay vows, very much. It's not must that all 5 lay vows need to be taken, but someone who really reached to that level, then 5 lay vows are very foundational. So to be practiced, you see, which are the lay people can practice quite easily. Again, is very much like no killing, no stealing, no lying, no sexual misconduct, no intoxications. If individuals are very serious about the path, then this can be practiced. You see, but as I mentioned before, it's not something that is a must. You take all the 5 lay vows. If you can, best. But at least the the vow of no killing, that which transgress the root vow, which is no killing of, and no killing, for sure, human being and animals, that we can easily take, isn't it? No killing and no stealing, all these are easy, and no lying. But if you do business, I don't know, how easy that you can able to practice. And no sexual misconduct, which is very, very beneficial, especially beneficial for lay practitioner and the lay couples. If they take the vow of no sexual misconduct, then it's like security, not to cheat to each other. It's a very, very precious vow. Then no intoxication, no drugs, no alcohol, like that. Like sometimes His Holiness very, very, in a skillful means, if people really due to some work commitments, must socialize, having some wines. If there's no way to avoid, then His Holiness, is a skillful means. Say, as long as you don't get drunk, then you can, it's okay. These are very compassionate, skillful way. But when you look at the actual precept, is no, like that. So such gurus like His Holiness, they have this authority, and all the bodhisattvas, they have, everything start with, very minimal practice. Then after that, you can strengthen your practice, isn't it? So from that point of view, it's okay. You can take all the 5 lay vows, even the no intoxication, like such as alcohol. And they say you take the vow of that you will never get drunk. But if really you are put into position of a job, etc., then, or for health reason, like His Holiness often say that, like a little bit of wine is very good for heart. I don't know. That's what people say, isn't it? So for that kind of reason, then you still can take the vow, say that, okay, I will never get drunk, but I was like that. Then, yeah. So you carry that kind of intention in the observation of these precepts, at least in aspirational level, and trying your very best to engage in actual actions. Then always, were intended to develop focus in virtues, like mindfulness practices, like shamatha practices. Then always, remember to interpret everything that comes in your way, on the basis of the wisdom that you learned before. You carry that kind of intention that, or anything, any situation comes in my way, I always give myself an opportunity, at least a moment, not to make a instant judgment. I rather give a space for myself to look at from different perspective, different angle in situation, different angle. Whatever thoughts comes in your way, whatever good or bad comes in your way, always that you have intention to allow yourself, to see from different perspective. So that way, that you can utilize whatever wisdom that you learned before from the first Eightfold path. Now you can carry on to the next one, as a right intention. So these are called right intention. You see, then whatever you do for the sake of liberation. So when you do anything for the sake of liberation, then naturally, you you have a great security from the influence from negativities, isn't it? And you always create dharma, create virtue to achieve the liberation, isn't it? You see, so like that. So now, if you are in the category of following the altruistic path or the great vehicle or the Mahayanic path, whether it's sutra or tantra, then the intention is, always remember to do things with the intention of no self. Very much kind of, in concern of the cherishing of others' well-being. You see, always, function your activities influenced by the intention, the motivation of altruism, great compassion, great love, bodhicitta. Even when you use wisdom, the wisdom is altruistic wisdom, not just ordinary wisdom, or not just the wisdom that very much for self kind of purpose, self gain. You use even the emptiness wisdom, which is intended to benefit others. So like that. So in short, always intend to engage in practice of 6 paramitas. Practice of 6 paramitas. Practice of the moral conduct of abstaining. 3 moral conduct of abstaining. Abstaining from all the negativities, anything to do with this self-centered concerns. Then morality of gathering virtue, the second one. Any form of virtue, particularly altruistic virtues. Then morality of, benefiting sentient beings. Always practice the moral conduct of benefiting, dedicating your life for the benefit of sentient beings. So like that. So very much like whenever you have the awareness, you have the awareness of you are in the service of numberless sentient beings' well-being. Very practical level. The moment you wake up, immediately, may whoever see me, may whoever think of me, call my name, or you praise me, scold me, whatever way relate to me, may I be the cause of their enlightenment. May I be the cause of their happiness, virtue. You see, so you carry that kind of altruistic intention, like how the great bodhisattvas like Shantidevas, Nagarjunas, Lama-Tsongkhapa, Isonmas, all the great masters, they all the bodhisattvas, they carry that kind of attitude. So then, So in short, very much you aspire to engage in six practice of 6 paramita, and you try your very best. Whatever action you do, you try to interpret. You try to get influenced by the intentions of, bodhicitta, altruism. You see, so whatever action you do, so that those are the right. What do you call the right intention? The second noble path, right intention. So you can check which category you are in, and accordingly you adopt these practices like that. So or then for deity yoga practitioner, I think there are many deity yoga practitioners, those of you already enter into tantric practice and highest tantric yoga practitioner, then your intention is, you see, always live in the divine pride of a deity. You see, so whatever thought arises, then you remember, and you make sure you infuse by your intention of that, deity's thoughts, deity's attitude. And whatever speech that you express, then you intend that those are the dispelling mantras, dispelling, or the the mantra to accumulate merits, mantra to purify negativities. So basically, it's a speech of the deity, for the benefit of sentient being. Then whoever needs, whoever needs merits, then that mantra is a condition to create that. Whoever need to clear obstacles, purify negativities, then that mantra carry that purifying, capability. So everything, for the purpose of benefiting sentient beings. Then whatever physical activities that you manifest, then you regard, when you are a bit wild, then you regard as a wrathful deity's activity. When you are very much kind of, engaging in the activities that which supposed to influence others, then there's a deity's activities called controlling activities. But then, if you want to benefit others by, bringing purification of others' sufferings, problems, adversities, then the pacifying activities. Then, if you need to, if your actions are very much related to restorations, or helping, restore people's health, people's possessions, people's happiness, then the activities of increasing, so those are the four deities activities of wrathful, controlling, increasing, pacifying. So these are called the four deities activities. So your intention always infuse all the activities that you do, all the actions you do through your body, speech, and mind, you see. So like that. So these are, you can say, as the right intention. Any harmful, any not beneficial intentions, including staying blank, then it's not, not thinking at all. Stay blank like that. Sometimes like kind of freeze yourself, your thought. So as someone who have the opportunity of practicing such practice like Eightfold Path, Dharma, then it regarded meaningless. Meaningless, so you see, so like that. Then the third one is, so you see, so now the right wisdom and right intention are in the category of, from the three higher training is in the category of wisdom. So now the category of ethic, right speech, right action, right livelihood. These three are the from the three higher training is the moral, in the moral conduct category. So right speech. So when you have a right intention, then you are quite natural to have a right speech, isn't it? As I mentioned before, whichever category of practitioner that you are, so everyone has their way of right intention. So when you carry the right intention, there's no possible for us to have a wrong speech. So like that. So in short, always speak kindly, speak wisely, speak kindly, speak nicely. Then our speech is we're so fortunate to have a speech, isn't it? You see, there's a direct cause to achieve Buddha's melodious sound has to be accumulated right cause for that, and which very much commit through our speech. Buddha's melodious sound, so through right speech, you see. So there's so many sentient beings have no speech, no speech capability like what we human beings have. You see, like animals, mute. Can imagine. Then when we look at the benefit of the sutras, reciting sutras, a benefit of reciting the mantras, when you look at the benefit as described in the Buddha's teachings, is no way that our speech can stay quiet. It's almost like cannot afford to stay mute even for a moment, because the power, the benefit. Let's say Om Mani Padme Hum. If you recite Om Mani Padme Hum one time, you condition antidote antidote from the suffering of 6 realm sentient beings. 6 realm sentient beings. Not only few, not only six beings, entire numberless beings from these 6 realm beings. Just one Om Mani Padme Hum, you recite one. You accumulate that meritorious condition. And when you recite that, you transmit that positive vibe, the energy into the atmosphere. It really blesses, without boundary. Even just in this southern universe, you recite here Om Mani Padme Hum, the air, it just, link and travel everywhere, isn't it? Can you imagine? So it's like not possible to just say like that. because we can chant, we have this speech to be able to recite, you see. So then, you see, just by hearing, let's say, other people or animals, especially to those who are incapable from their side to practice, and we can use our past powerful speech to recite mantra to these and cats and fishes. We go to just get into the one plant, a plant, maybe whatever, money plant or whatever, flower plant that you recite Om Mani Padme, you blow to that pot. Within that small pot, that soil, how many germs, how many bacteria will be there? All going to be benefited by your recitation. It's kind of like a trigger. It's kind of like a conditioning for this bacteria to ripen their karma to be free from animal bacterial realm and be reborn into higher realm, like we as a human being, where they can practice. Unbelievable, you see. Then like the pets, the pets, even though they look so happy, go around, but they are still animal. When you learn from Lamrim, the graduate path to enlightenment, Lamrim, when you learn about the actual fact of the suffering of the animal, and at the same time, you have the ability to recite the mantra, like Medicine Buddha mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum. Even just once, it's the best gift, best protection, so you are giving material gift of food, shelter. This is so important, but you're also giving protection and the gift of dharma to your pets or to your partner, to your family members. So that way that they can able to, be free from samsara. You see, there are so many sentient beings waiting to just receive a condition, like a spark, just trigger point. Because every sentient being carry Buddha nature, isn't it? Every sentient being has their potential to become Buddha. But because of the hallucination, because of the wrong views and hallucination from long time, completely stuck in the habituation of negativities, you see, no, in negativities like that, you see. So if they don't meet any condition, any trigger point, in any condition for them to get out from that mud, like handing your hand if someone is stuck in the mud, handing your hand to pull out, it's very much like that. You see, when we chant, prayers and mantras like that. So, those countries have an ocean. So fortunate, in the ocean is infinite creatures, isn't it? Infinite fishes. So you just, go to the beach, which is nice, isn't it? Nice to go. Then recite Om Mani Padme Hum, recite Medicine Buddha mantra. Then you blow to the ocean. Unbelievable benefit. So these are right speech. These are right speech. So not even necessary to go to the beach. I mean, just in the atmosphere. Wherever you are, there's atmosphere. There, the air there. So you recite Om Mani Padme Hum. You see. So you can see that the Tibetans and Himalayan practitioners, many of them, may not be, I would say many of them may be illiterate, but the great realized lamas, they keep reminding them to always have a right speech. So you can see they are always reciting mantra, whenever they're free, in between how much they scold people, but still, after scolding, still they recite Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Then another effort physically, they try their very best to always, right action, always go around holy objects. It's like kind of must. Whenever you're free, either you use the prayer wheel, either you walk around the stupa, either you do prostration, either you do whatever offering. So these are all right action, Then speech, recitation of the mantras, right speech, you see. So I think in the West, I think we can adopt this, because in the West, I think we don't have the culture of reciting Om Mani Padme Hum all the time, isn't it? Holding mala, So sometimes people may find it a bit strange, bit strange, but then again, since recitations are, even though there's a mental recitation, but recitations are very much intended for speech. So since it's intended for speech, even when you do mental recitation, you still commit the meritorious karma committed by your speech. So in the places where people don't understand you're reciting mantra, then you can recite in your heart. You can recite mental recitation. It's kind of reading the mantra. You can listen to people. You can just sit there. But in your heart you recite your mantras. So even people talk nonsense, you have such a meaningful time there. But anyway, yes. So right speech. Here I'm talking about right speech. Not just reframing from talking wrong speech is not good enough, because here you need to cultivate a path, you see. So your intention refrain from speaking wrong, but you need to bring in action of a speech as a right speech. Then you always discuss about, from Buddhist practice, you always discuss about Dharma. Then you are always having right speech. Especially like emptiness, bodhicitta, like that. Any form of Dharma that you discuss is it falls into right speech. So like that. Then the speech that which deliver with the kind intention. Or right speech, like that. So the idle gossip is the opposite of right speech. It's an idle gossip. Then it's speech that which bring divisive among people. Then especially divisive speech among Sangha, which is even worse. Is in fact fall in the heinous crime. 5 heinous crime. One of the heinous crime is talking something that which bring a division between sanghas. You see, so the conventional sangha, ultimate sangha. So the conventional sangha is the monks and nuns, who ordinary monks and nuns. The ultimate sanghas, even a lay person, but who already realized emptiness. Lay person already realized emptiness, or even not realize emptiness, but someone, always live in the full, arising of emptiness wisdom. Not really realization as a part, but right, even that can categorize into the sangha members. So we speaking something that which bring division of 2 person. Then it's a wrong speech, you see. Then of course harsh speech, scolding, saying wrong speech, Then then senseless speech. So senseless speech, very much that which can trigger, desirous attachment, ego-centered attitudes. Or any conversation that lead to aversion, anger. All these are senseless speech. Senseless in the sense that there's no sense to a virtue. There's no element of virtue there. Rather, it brings harms. So that's why it categorizes. So you see, so it's a, when you think from the benefit point of view, it's so amazing. If someone able to practice like that, yes, it is hard. We as a human being in a society, sometimes, it's difficult, isn't it? But can you imagine if you're able to be in that position, you always talk kindly, nicely, very sweetly, you're going to be so adorable, isn't it? You're going to be so everybody will kind of, even you're so nice until that even someone want to harm you also kind of, I better think twice to, harm me, because this person is just too nice, too kind, too wonderful, isn't it? So that's why I think to get protection for ourselves and be strong, I think, we have to let go of the old habit. Old habit is I need to be very strong, muscular, I need to be very big mouth, harsh, so that people are scared of me. So this is like old fashioned, so it doesn't really work. Samsaric fashion. So I think talk very nicely, very soft, very kind, very gentle, very lovingly. I think that's where that you get more protection. I believe even the bad people, before they want to harm you, they take one step back and think, oh no, cannot see. Like that. I think I shared some story in the past when I was in the monastery. It's a human society, isn't it? Sometimes some older monks also your classmate can bully you. Some other monk also can bully each other, isn't it? So there's one my dear friend, always try to bully me, So so whenever I see, I show so much respect to him. So much. Whenever I see him, as if like he's like Buddha. Before that, I try to kind of scold back, kind of try to fight with him, complain, I go and complain to my teacher, or he get worse and worse. So then later I use the technique of, I try to show so much respect. And whenever I say something, it's like say with all the polite words, it's like how you talk to your guru, how you talk to the Buddha, like so nice physical gesture, so much respect. He start to go away, he really feels shy to bully you, So after that, no bully, it become very nice. So easy, so like that. Anyway, okay, so better move on. Then what is the next? Right action? Yes, I think I already talked about it. Huh? Mm. Mm. You see, especially if someone that who really want to develop bodhicitta and who want to become bodhisattva, for the benefit of all being, then like actions such as like charity, generosity, just giving is not good enough. You need to have this, right wisdom, the right intention to influence or infuse the practice of giving, and that become marvelous action, the right action in relation to the practitioner, such as those who want to become Buddha for the benefit of all beings. So giving is good, but if you can give altruistically, will be even more better. You see, servicing, caring for others, even in any form of service to others, just be in service is good. But as someone who really want to become Buddha, then just being in service is not good enough. Just using your physical body, to be in the service is not good enough. You need to have this altruistic infusion to that, So that's one thing. Then right livelihood. Right livelihood, virtuous life, ethical life, ethical livelihood, is very much to do your living standard, your earning, your jobs, whatever for your survival, whatever you do. One of the very important practice is to have that on the basis of right livelihood. So then, what are the wrong livelihood? Wrong livelihood, anything that you gather for your comfort, your necessities, something that which directly or indirectly, causing harm to others, like such as business of weapons, then business of butchering, then human trafficking, all this kind of thing. Then stealing, through stealing you gather your wealth, so all these are wrong livelihood. So this is, I think, quite like for us here, who are in the group, is almost not much concern, to get into any of these wrong livelihoods. But now the right livelihood in relation to different level of practitioner for our greater benefit, such as someone who aspire Bodhisattva's path, then whatever job you do, your job infused by the altruistic wisdom and altruistic intention. So that's, that will make your job, even the job may be ordinary, just working in a normal, let's say, electronic company or whatever it may be, because of the intention, the altruistic intention, your job become beneficial some way, somehow. Maybe by the nature of the job may not have any component, any element to bring benefit of sentient being, but because of you carry the intention that influence your engagement in the bringing of that product, somehow that you accumulate the chemical causes, meritorious chemical causes, that which the merit shared by all sentient beings, all the way up to the enlightenment. So so like that. So another wrong livelihood, I forgot one thing. The job that which involve pesticides, killing worms and germs, so this is also included in the wrong livelihood. So in the sutra, there are 5 livelihoods mentioned, so one of them is that. So any job that which, So then again, as I mentioned before, the story of this butcher and the meditator, if in case anyone like working into a certain job, let's say maybe to do with some IT, but then the IT is developing some kind of software that may even develop weapons, nowadays it's possible. Because there are a lot of people who work in computer, like programming, etc. But sometimes certain software they may use in possible, isn't it? So, so if that, if that's the job that you are qualified only, then at least through the altruistic motivation, that you really kind of transmit into that job environment and also to those products by the power of your intention, altruistic intention, bring about, bring less negative impact, bring less negative impact from those products, So, so like that. Like such as some realized, high tantric realized masters, or even bodhisattvas, even those who practice common bodhisattva path with overwhelming compassion, there's someone kind of, like let's say at the butcher place, there are meat, a lot of meat. So in order to benefit to the dead animal, then you get some meat from there, and with the intention, with the altruistic intention to purify that being's continuum, they taste or they consume the meat. Then especially for those who carry the tantric capabilities, then they use the mantra to purify that victim of that butcher, the animal from future lifetime onwards, never to be born as an animal. The capability that until the animal able to accumulate the merit of, like how the Bodhisattva would make a charity of your own body for the others' well-being. The Bodhisattvas do a charity of even their own organs. Then that's how that, the state where they reach very high level of merit, and in order to sweeten their path to enlightenment, they come to a position of even charity of entire your organs, entire your body, like such as the story of the tigress, Bodhisattva, great-hearted. So when the high realized being, when they take the meat, bit of meat from there, then through their concentration and the power of the mantra, cause that animal as equal merit as giving, charity of their own body to others to create the karma. But you really need to have a certain, steady capability to do that, mantra capability. So, so anyway, yeah, I'm lost. Yeah, my point here is that in your job place, that you see some harmful, elements are there, then if you can change the job, that's the one option. If you cannot change the job, and rather your involvement become a cure for, cure or the protection, the coming, harm from, those from that company or whatever, So again, it's very much depend on your mindset. So this is, in short, is to avoid wrong livelihood. So that's the point. Then so these three are, in the category of the higher training of ethics. So now the third one is higher training of concentration. So there are three of the Eightfold Path: right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. I think at the beginning, the sequence, I think I have mentioned right concentration before right mindfulness. You can do that, but I think we base on the order of right effort, then right mindfulness, and right concentration. So again, generally the right effort, the effort of your actions of body, speech, and mind, to be minimum virtue, minimum something that which is not harmful to anyone, harmful to yourself, harmful to anyone. Then that's something that which also brings benefit, virtuous benefit, which is free from harm, virtuous benefit, at least. So our effort. So there are generally, there's three types of effort: the armor-like effort, and the second one is a joyful effort in gathering virtues. Then third one is the effort for the welfare of sentient beings' happiness. There's three types of efforts. So our effort comes in these three categories, then we can understand our efforts are right effort. So the first one, armor-like effort, is very much whenever we engage in any form of virtue or Dharma practices or any beneficial deeds for the well-being of sentient being, then you carry the iman, the resilient of never giving up, never get distracted from negativities, never get influenced by negativities, never get distracted by negativities, and never discouraged by negativities in the job or the work that you're working for the well-being of any sentient being. So that is the armor. You very much wear the armor of effort, you see. So this is very useful and is needed, especially we as a beginner, even though, we have a correct view, we have a correct intention, then we try our very best to discipline, live in the ethical conduct of our body, speech, and mind. But then because of the negative force is so strong, then we become so vulnerable, so easy to give up, isn't it? This is quite a common experience to most of us. Well, working even in the Dharma center, while working, while serving somebody in the family, or while helping somebody, or some of your friends, or doing some charity work in the society, or try to bring some differences, beneficial differences in the society. But at the end of the day, you very much become like a victim of others' criticism, finger pointing, etc., etc. Then you really come to a position of giving up, isn't it? Giving up. So therefore, the practice of right effort is so important, especially the practice of right effort, of armor-like effort. Protected by armor-like effort is so important. Then, especially for someone who is traveling through the Mahayanic journey, practicing, try to follow Bodhisattva's conduct, try to be like the Bodhisattva. Without the armor-like effort, very difficult to sustain the practice. You see, first of all, at the beginning, when you first time practicing, it will be so hard if we don't have an armor-like effort. You see, the self-cherishing attitude will come and kind of like smash you. The moment I said, no, I want to walk for the benefit of numberless sentient being, the self-cherishing say, no, you go hell. You would smash you, The self-cherishing, no. So you see, so even at the very beginning that we need that, you need to carry that resistant that you will never give up, even how hard it is to cultivate, altruism, how hard it is for you to dedicate your life for the benefit of numberless sentient beings. Even it takes 3 countless eons of times or lives, you really won't give up. I will pursue it. You see, so now here, how to develop armor-like effort? How to get that? Where to buy? Where to buy the armor-like effort jacket armor-like effort to wear? Where to buy? Which shop? In Tel Aviv, or maybe in the Black Sea? Black Sea, isn't it? Last time we were supposed to go, but didn't manage to go. Black Sea. I heard in Black Sea you can float. You don't drown. Is that true? Then you can act like the butcher. We can act like I have realization. You cannot no drowning in the Black Sea.
Dead Sea.
Dead Sea. What is that? Dead Sea.
Dead Sea.
Oh, Dead Sea, not Black Sea. Okay. Oh, it's Dead Sea. Okay. Oh, Dead Sea. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. If you send me there without knowing that you can float, if I go there, I may think maybe I'm already realized some samadhi, hallucination. Anyway, okay. So yes. So now the shop where you can buy is through knowledge. So you see the knowledge, the benefit of the path, the benefit of altruism, benefit of Buddhism, the benefit of enlightenment. Then the disadvantage of the negative emotions such as self-cherishing. So you see, so every teaching have a section to discuss about that. So you learn about that, especially like someone who want to follow the Buddhist path. Then the greatest benefit, very clear or complete benefit of bodhicitta that you can learn from Bodhisattva Avadacharya the Bodhisattva's way of life by Shantideva in the first chapter. You just read that, which, not many pages, and you will know exactly. It is so convincing. You see, all the teaching in Bodhisattva Charya is really like, it's so convincing. And it is convincing because, Shantideva illustrates that through his experience. It's not kind of like philosophical kind. It's very much experience, one human being's experience. So it's so easy for us to digest. So you read that. Or the Garland of Flower Sutra, they also discuss extensively about the benefit, the advantage of bodhicitta, so like that. Then, as far as concerned with the disadvantage of negativity, then plenty everywhere. Whenever we learn Lamrim, most of the time we talk about the disadvantage of negativities, isn't it? So when we are convinced the benefit and the disadvantage, from there you get the armor-like effort. You want me to stop? No, isn't it? It's okay. You can carry on for a little bit. Yeah. Oh, okay. You want to have a break again? No. Okay. So you see? Yes. Okay. You don't need, do you need breaks? No. You want break a little bit later? Okay, no, okay. So when you need break, you tell me, okay? So, yes, so armor-like effort, we need that, especially, who want to follow Bodhisattva's conduct. Not easy. Not easy. The Bodhisattvas, like such as Bodhisattva Manjushri, Chenrezig, like 8 Bodhisattvas, like Bejapani, Samandabhadra. They are the example of who carry the armor-like effort for the benefit of sentient being. They have this courageous attitude to, even make a prayer that until all sentient beings achieve Buddhahood, I shouldn't be achieving Buddhahood. Even for the one being's purpose, if I need to go to the Vajra hell, the lowest hell realm, I should go there. I must go there, and I will go there, even for the sake of one sentient being's, benefit. You see. So can you imagine, the suffering of hell being, if you go to if you're born in the hell realm, the suffering environment is so intense, but Bodhisattva is ready to take that, for the benefit of others, you see. So therefore, whatever the service that we offer for the benefit of sentient being, that we remember this role model, like such as 8 Bodhisattvas, then we come to a position never to give up, You see? So any form of Dharma practices, it takes lengthy time. It takes great effort. You really need to invest, entire your life, maybe many eons of life also. But the benefit is immeasurable, unbelievable. You see, and the hardship, the obstacle also almost immeasurable. On the path, the obstacle, the delusional obstacle, external obstacles. Then when you practice Dharma seriously, even spirits want to disturb you, want to make you lose your practice. You see, so therefore, the greater the practice we practice, the stronger the armor-like effort that we need, like that. So now second one is joyful effort in, the effort in gathering virtues, you see. So again, or the effort in gathering virtues is always have a strength, always remember, always readiness, physically that you can really, even how hard it is that you can invest physical involvement. Even speech, how challenging it may be that, you gather the skillful speech. Then the mental strength, to gather virtues, especially altruistic virtues. Especially altruistic virtues. So can you imagine when we want to gather, gather any form of the perfect virtue like Buddha, virtue that infused by bodhicitta and emptiness is not easy. It's not easy, isn't it? So you need this sense of great inspiration in your heart to have the joyful effort to gather virtues. So where the joyful comes from is inspiration. So where the inspiration comes from, knowing the characteristic. So learn, if we are gathering virtue to become Buddha, so we have to learn the qualities of the Buddha. You see, so we learn we learn the qualities of the Buddha so that we gain inspiration about Buddhahood, so that we gain the joyous effort to pursue the path of Buddhahood. So if you want to become Bodhisattva, then you have to learn about the characteristics of the Bodhisattva. So if you want to gather any sort of virtue, like emptiness, you want to realize emptiness, then we need to learn about the benefit, characteristic of emptiness. You see, an example, emptiness is the only solution to negate entire negations and entire negativities, isn't it? The root cause of all the samsara is ignorance. Ignorance can be only eliminated by emptiness wisdom. Oh, wow, So how hard it is, I will pursue emptiness, like that, you see. So how hard to achieve bodhicitta, you pursue because you understand the characteristic, the benefit of the bodhicitta. You see, even you have a great wisdom of emptiness, but if you don't have the attitude of bodhicitta, you cannot be achieved enlightenment, full enlightenment. You see, so in order to success the mining path, beside emptiness, you need bodhicitta. So now, therefore, how hard it is, I will pursue. I will pursue, because when you hear the benefit of bodhicitta, like such as the merit that you accumulate from bodhicitta, comparing to any of the other virtues, it's like comparison between wish fulfilling, plant and the plant that which only fruition once. Comparing like that. You see, so the amount of merit, the coverage of the merit, the lasting of the merit, when you accumulate in relation to bodhicitta, it lasts until all sentient beings achieve Buddhahood. It really cover your merit accumulated in relation to bodhicitta. All sentient beings receive the benefit. So other virtues are very temporary benefit. Some the result, just actualize some abundance in your life, and after that finish. But bodhicitta, the merit you accumulate from bodhicitta, lasts forever. You see. So by understanding, this kind of characteristic of the objective, then that's the way you actualize the second type of effort, joyous effort of gathering virtue. Now the third type of effort is effort of working for the well-being of sentient being. So earlier two effort is very much common to all the practitioners. The last one is specifically requirement for someone who pursue Mayanic path. Then you need the effort to working for the benefit of all sentient beings. Because earlier too, you may invest for your own benefit alone, even self-liberation. But the last one is genuinely dedicated for the well-being of all others. So like that. So in any way, if any of these efforts are engaged, then all your efforts become right efforts, you see. So like, so any worldly pursuit, require immense of hard work, isn't it? Immense of effort also. So if we don't infuse by the correct wisdom at the beginning, the first fall apart, then all the hard work that you do for your life, very much kind of either meaningless or little meaning, you see. So therefore, even though that we need to work hard for our livelihood, but if you infuse by the altruistic wisdom and intention, then all your worldly form of effort all become a right effort. So there's a flip of your thinking has to be correct, otherwise, our lifespan is not that long, even you live for 150 also is not that long, you see. And majority of human beings live within 100 years, which is so short. Can you imagine like ourselves? It's like all the half of our life is just like disappear like that, like without even noticing. So therefore, in this conventional world, we cannot live without working, isn't it? Have to do job for food, for shelter, for health, for everything. And if we forget about making the effort in right effort, really can be quite a waste of this precious human rebirth, isn't it? So therefore, this practice of Eightfold Path, is starting from the right view and right intention is so crucial. So that way, even though you don't carry kind of practitioner's form, like, staying in the cave or wearing robes, and you are being very busy, in office work, but you are equally fulfilling your absolute meaning of life, isn't it? But there's a danger of forgetting it, isn't it? Business is kind of every day, and this simple creation of right view and the right intention can slip away, can really slip away. Morning so rush, wake up, and then no chance to have a correct view, correct intention, go to work. Because if you don't make some kind of habit, natural habit, while creating the right view and right intention, you may forget your laptop. You forget your laptop. You may reach office without your laptop. Possible. You see, because our initial effort is so focused. Make sure we make up exactly like that. Make sure we carry exactly like that. Make sure we really wear exactly like that. That is a lot of effort. A lot of effort. Really kind of drain our concentration, and we are so used to it. So that's why even like, how to say, daily try to do some sessions, some practice, refreshing right view and right intention slip away many times. So I can expect for someone very busy lay life doing job, it's really possible to slip away. You see, where we have nothing much to think, no need to think about children, no need to think about husband, wife, no need to think about a job, it's very much think about or practice, but still slip away. The first important Eightfold Path, right view and right intention, which really kind of define very much of the rest of the function. So have to be very serious, and that flip of correct view and correct intention really define the how virtuous day has been, how virtuous activities has been, the life has been. At the end of the day, when we go from this world, somewhere, somehow, naturally, we start to calculate, have my life been meaningful or not? And I think very much can define by very much of the practice of this Eightfold Path. How, otherwise we cannot really define by the material world, because, it is very much, that going to separate, isn't it? Cannot carry along with us. So anyway, so like that. Then right mindfulness. So right mindfulness. Even though the wording here, it use, mindfulness, then after that concentration. Even in Tibetan also, it's a tempo. I think it's in how to say, so the right mindfulness here is in fact very much the training of the concentration that we in a normal content, when we discuss on the Lamrim, the shamatha comes first, then the vipassana comes later, isn't it? So the mindfulness here very much talking about developing the habitual being attentive, being mindful of the virtuous conducts, like how shamatha mind, how concentration of mind, be mindful of the object of your meditation. So in another word, is mindful here is very much talking about your mind being serviceable in virtue. Your mind being serviceable in virtue. You see? So here, the great extended virtue here is talking about the right view that we discussed before, the emptiness view. Being mindful of the emptiness view. Then the concentration, the last one, is very much talking about the developed, the shamatha, the fully developed shamatha concentrated mind, which is fully mature to become a special insight. In Lamrim, they use the term special insight. In a common language, this serviceable mind that which can concentrate fully into the wisdom of emptiness and bring about the undisturbed activities of the post-session. So which is very much the Lamrim description of special insight. So in short, the mindfulness referring very much to the concentration aspect, the shamatha aspect. Concentration here, the word used concentration is referring to the insight. When you develop the special insight, then the will again, the turn, then you achieve the exalted wisdom of omniscience, the Buddha's wisdom. And the Buddha's wisdom or the Dharmakaya only can be achieved through the shamatha. Through the special insight. The wisdom of emptiness, utilized by the serviceable shamatha mind. That is called the special insight. And that special insight, that's special, most effective. The wisdom is the wisdom of the wisdom of the Arya beings when they are in the meditative equipoise session. So when you are in a meditative equipoise, then you are in the practice of special insight. Why? Because of you able to engage in a meditative equipoise, due to having the most solid serviceable mind of shamatha, concentration. That also on the wisdom of emptiness. Because of that, you are able to live in the meditative equipoise part of the Arya beings. You see, so now before one actualize full enlightenment, one have to stay in the meditative equipoise of emptiness, which is very much utilizing the capability of special insight. When you are, the successful degree of that meditative equipoise or that special insight is defined by whether that meditative equipoise become a direct antidote to the subtlest defilement. The subtlest defilement, which is the tendency of delusion, the subtlest defilement. When the subtlest defilement able to destroy completely from the root by that meditative equipoise, then the cessation is Buddhahood. The cessation is Dharmakaya state. That is the, from the Eightfold path, now you achieve the complete, the perfected, the path, Eightfold path of the path of wisdom. So something like that. So in any way, mindfulness here, mindfulness in wisdom of emptiness. So first, be mindfulness, the intellectual knowledge on emptiness, as we discussed before. Be mindful means always try to remember, what emptiness really means, the definition, try to remember, you see. So you can read books, you can read emptiness treatises, like such as the Shantideva's, the wisdom chapter, which is one of the very clear, without need to struggle much with the philosophy, very, very much straightforward, which is very good for us. Then the Lord Sugaba's teaching, the Lamrim, the wisdom chapter, you can read that. Or you can read, Nagarjuna's Precious Garland, the fundamental wisdom of Nagarjuna, so all this, then Chandrakirti's, fundamental wisdom. So all these treatises give us all the flavor of the definition of emptiness, you see. So first be mindful of them by reading, by listening, like that. Then from when you gain, solid wisdom of solid wisdom of paying mindfulness to those learning, then you contemplate. You very much like do a case study. So you are the one, you can use I as a case study. as mentioned before, no I, selfless, emptiness of self, isn't it? Emptiness of self. So you can use yourself as a case study to do the contemplative meditation. You can design 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 5 minutes a day, or you can go once a while into retreat. Then you can do contemplative meditation or being mindful in observation of no self through contemplative meditation. You see, then after that, then you gain you come to a you gain wisdom through that contemplation. That contemplation on emptiness of no self. Then you really come to a position that really feel and literally deeply understood the void of self-identity on the aggregates, out of aggregates, void on one with the aggregate, void with the differences with the aggregates. See, so you can analyze that. You can come to that kind of conclusion. Truly, I is empty. You see, so then because of losing the habitual grasping I as a very tangible, I is very concretely exists, some kind of in the negation, some kind of like concrete kind of image in somewhere in your chest. Whenever you look for I, whenever you think of I, it's like there's sort of concrete image somewhere here. You kind of say, I feel I'm here, as if you can touch it, And sometimes we can say, where are you? You say, I'm here, You say, hello, someone say, Tenzin Zopa, you say, I'm here. You say, can you finger point? You say, I'm here. Don't you see me? I'm here. As if somewhere here. You see? So you kind of feel void of I in that aspect. You see? Because you already done the analytical observation that I do not exist, within the aggregates, isn't it? So I do not exist in part of the aggregates. You will examine on your heart, on your brain, on your limbs, each one of them. Through observation, you cannot find your I, isn't it? Then your mental consciousness, you may think that, okay, in my concept, maybe I'm there. So as far as concerned, concept of the mind, there's previous moment, present moment, future moment. So I do not exist in the present moment, future moment. If I exist in the previous moment, then where is the I in the present moment? Because future and present, and past and present, all in a different time. So how possible? Then attitude has, a mind has 3 types of mental factor: virtuous mental factor, non-virtuous mental factor, neutral mental factor. So are you the virtuous one, or are you the negative one, or are you the neutral one? So if the virtue and the negative mind is contradictory, how can you be virtue at the same time and the non-virtue at the same time? So then momentarily, there are numberless moments, even in the moment of one snapping of finger, 65 moments, some even calculate it's 300 over moments. So in that very one moment of snapping, there's a 65 different moments. So you become 65 person. You see, this is not possible, even common sense, logically not possible. So then outside, of course, in the cup, you are not there, in your, computer, not there, in all phenomena, in all the elements, you cannot find, isn't it? So all these guidelines, how to meditate, like Nagarjuna's Precious Garland, give you a verse by verse, a very beautiful meditation, to really bring this observation. If you just follow word by word, within few verses, you really come to a conclusion that no places to find yourself, and you really found empty. You see, so but the beautiful thing is, the moment you lose yourself attached to all this misconception, you feel like you are kind of released from some kind of bondage. And it is true, you are released from the bondage of grasping, isn't it? Grasping of true existence, grasping inherent existence, isn't it? We have this hallucination of I'm here. I'm on the basis of aggregates. This is your identity. I mean, when you pass through the immigration, you show this. You don't show your emptiness, isn't it? You show all this, and I'm here. And all the custom police, they say, yes, you are the right one. So you see, so you come to a position that you are completely kind of released from the bondage of grasping, and you feel lightness. You feel some sense of freedom, some sense of nothing to kind of concern, nothing to bother. So that is kind of it's a joyful feeling that naturally it is very much individual experience. The more you do meditation, the more you experience the bliss, and the bliss is because of the void that you experience from the bondage of grasping. That's why you feel the bliss. So the stronger the voidness you feel, the stronger the bliss you feel. You see. So therefore, it's called the union of bliss and emptiness. Union of wisdom and method. You see. So in that, when you when you come to that position, then you move on to absorption meditation, which is like concentrational meditation, based on this Eightfold path. Now be mindful, fully focused, fully mindful of that only the union of bliss and empty, union of void and empty. Just simply be mindful on that. Your mind completely plays being aware of that alone. So that is the right mindfulness. So you see, so right mindfulness like that. So now, when you achieve the wisdom of that meditation, you achieve the special insight, because the object of that mindfulness is emptiness, isn't it? Not other thing. Emptiness, the experience of emptiness, the emptiness. The emptiness. Wisdom is the object of your meditation. So the concentration that you gain from there, or the shamatha you gain from there, is called special insight. And that is the number 8, which is called the concentration. Which is the number 8, concentration. So now, until you become Buddha, you use that concentration. Until you become Buddha, you use that concentration by allocating, specific time. Very much in your day, you divide your day into session and post-session. So whenever you do meditation, now you engage in that concentration meditation, which is meditation on special insight. Then, when during the post-session, you engage in all the rest of the other practice of the Eightfold Path to gather more wisdom, to gather more virtue, more merits. Then again, you go into the meditation. By doing so, when someone who have not entered into the path, then you come to a position first time able to enter into a Mayanic path. From the 5 paths, they are called the path of accumulation, path of preparation, path of seeing, path of meditation, path of normal learning. So you will get into the part of first part. Then gradually you develop. But if you are already entering into the path, then let's say you are already in the Arya Bodhisattva state. Then from that meditative equipoise, as I mentioned before, then it delivers the absolute result of the Dharmakaya, which is the omniscient wisdom. And that is the Eightfold Path. So I stop here, I think. That's something, that's the Eightfold Path, okay? So very much, like you very much turn the wheel 3 times. For a beginner like myself, first time, taking the Eightfold Path as a practice. So I turn the whole wheel of the Eightfold Path and effect one to another to able to get to the second turning of the wheel. It's very much like you are already in a very stable practice in somewhere in a Bodhisattva's path. With the first turning is you are a beginner, then you practice and until that you realize emptiness, isn't it? The goal is you realize emptiness. Then you already enter into the path. Then after the second turning the wheel is you develop from the 10 bhumis, from the 5 paths, you develop higher and higher. And then, yeah, so I don't know whether, no, I'm confused. So then finally, you become Buddha. So that's the goal. Whatever we do is to achieve Dharmakaya, the wisdom body of the Buddha, isn't it? When we achieve the wisdom body, then Buddha's form bodies are just like kind of like a bonus, extra gift card. So the main point is to have to achieve the wisdom body. That's why from the Eightfold Path you conclude there. Then the rest of Buddha's form body will come by the way like that, together, simultaneous. Okay, thank you. I think I will really stop here. And if you have any question, we can still do some questions. Then after that, then we can do dedication. Then we can stop there. Or anything I miss out, you can share. Of course, the teaching on the Eightfold Path, can be taught in various angles. So the way I present is just one of the angles. So you think there's some benefit from today's session? Are you going to start to turn the wheel?
Thank you.
We'll turn the wheel, we'll go and stop every few seconds, but eventually.
No problem. I think we just need to turn the wheel, slowly. If it takes long time, then eventually we'll reach there.
Kale.
Yes, kale. Asta.
Yeah. But it was a really great view, the way you put it all together, It feels like it can be done, which is so great, It's not out of the blue, it's very logical and systematic,
Yes, wonderful.
And it's important.
Yes, we can apply into our daily life. I think that's the most important for us,
Mm-hmm.
If Dharma cannot integrate in our daily life, then that's difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to, even I say this way, I introduce this way, individually, I think you have to interpret to yourself that suits to your own daily life. As long as meaning is there, then it's so wonderful. So wonderful. And it's so wonderful to everybody. And Buddha taught any teaching is, for everyone, can take something.
And maybe to remember that we are only human beings and not be discouraged, when we come across an obstacle, or we've not done enough, or we still have some wrong views, not to exaggerate it, but to deal with it.
Yes.
So
definitely, I think we that's why, how to say, we have to be very compassionate to ourselves.
Yeah.
We have to be very kind to ourselves. Nothing. I mean, even whether it's worldly work, ordinary things, or spiritual work, everything starts with just one, dot.
Yeah.
You see, so cannot expect from beginning already perfected. No. We cannot expect no anger, no attachment, no way. It's a long time. It takes a long time. It's okay, but even how much you get angry, but you try to practice patience and get lesser and lesser, little bit, already great. You see, so yeah.
Thank you, Geshe.
I think ordinary, beginner, ordinary Bodhisattva, Arya Bodhisattva, all this level of 5 part, 10 bhumi is very much number based on how frequent that you be aware of the practice and how less allowing the arising of the delusions and the defilement. Because until you become Buddha, even the 10 bhumi, you have not purified defilement yet. So you see, so among us, there may be great practitioners. Among us, like me, the weakest practitioners, and that can define by how often I cannot control my emotion, negative emotion, and how few, I be mindful of my virtues, So I think from there can give the class, the classroom, class 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. So we ourselves, can check from yesterday to today, this week to next week, cannot expect that I won't get angry. Can even in case you get maybe sometimes even more than before, you still cannot be discouraged, and you still cannot be bad about yourself, because you at least in the midst of arising so much of negative emotion, you also have mindful of the Dharma much more than before, and that is the improvement. As a beginner, many of the negative emotions, when you start to apply antidote, it arise more. The arising, the more in number or more even in intensity, is not because of the negative emotion, new negative emotions arising. It's because just kind of exposing it. Because you start to use antidote, the antidote make it the negative emotion to surface, like the dirt water, Before stirring is clear, but after you stir, then the dirt come up. And when the dirt come up, you recognize the dirt, easier to eliminate, isn't it? So like sometimes when you start to practice, you feel like more obstacles coming your way, and the negative emotions are arising more. For many practitioners experience that, and that is not necessarily is a bad sign if you still know that you are still trying in your practice. Yeah. So maybe last year, 100 times get angry, but this year maybe 99 is already very good. So next year, maybe 98, also very good. If you achieve more than that, then it's even greater, isn't it? Yeah. So we have to encourage ourselves all the time. Very important. Otherwise, the delusion will encourage ourselves, say, lose hope. So we have to be, yes, sorry, Sukila.
Most important word, Tibetan word for Mahayana Buddhism is kale kale.
Yes, kale. Slowly. Yes. Like His Holiness Dalai Lama, once a while he mentioned, he shared this incident. He encountered, many different kind of devotees during his private audience with him. And some, they say, can you give me some blessings or some kind of instructions or transmissions that I can achieve enlightenment within this very lifetime, as short as possible. Then His Holiness sometimes says that not so inspiring for him. It's not as simple as that. And there are other times that disciples come and say, can you grant me a blessings or some kind of instruction that even it takes 3 countless eons of lifetimes or the times that I won't give up my practice. Then His Holiness feel very encouraged, So this practitioner will have sustainable journey in the practice, So yes, like something like that. So kale. I contrary to Suki's kale. No more question, then I will do short dedication. Okay. Yeah, so you can restructure your sitting and try to sit, comfortably. So just take a moment to feel gratitude that in the midst of, this very uncertain life, samsaric environment, especially in today's time with the COVID and so many other adversities in the world, that I'm still alive and I'm still healthy, both mind and body, filled with faith, inspiration, virtues, dharma, to really pursue, enlightenment for the benefit of all beings. So therefore, you're able to come for this session and spend time, meaningfully in the Dharma discourse. It's how fortunate. So how fortunate. I myself can be in the position of that someone who already passed away due to sickness, due to other things, or maybe I may be very sick that unable to, function my body and mind. So therefore, really, really feel happy that you are in this position. Genuinely acknowledge it. Then you motivate. It's like a right intention, rest of my existence. Then in particular, rest of this very life. Entirety of, my existence and anything that I do, I dedicate for the benefit of numberless sentient beings. starting from your family member for the benefit of their temporary happiness and all the way up to the ultimate happiness of enlightenment. Then again, acknowledge yourself. How fortunate that human being like me, can carry this Bodhisattva's-like attitude. At this stage, I'm no different than Bodhisattva because I carry this altruistic mind. Believable to have such a merit. In just one instant, while generating this thought, I embrace all sentient beings in my arm for their peace and happiness and liberation. How wholesome person I am. Must acknowledge it. How wholesome person I am. So therefore, the life is so precious. The life that I have is so precious because I can dedicate my life for the benefit of all beings. So this life is so precious. So from now on, I'm going to take very good care of my body and mind. Because my body and mind dedicated for the well-being of sentient beings. Physically, I will do regular exercise, eat right food. Mentally, always try to secure inner peace. Try to use the Dharma wisdoms and Dharma attitudes. Never to let intrude of negative emotions to destroy my immune in my body, immune system. Will destroy my health. I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to really take good care of myself by protecting my 3 doors. Then I'm going to, live long, live as healthy as possible because of sentient beings' well-being. And I will also influence similar way of my life to my children's partners, brothers, sisters, and friends that comes in your way. Always remind, good health of the both body and mind. So even you're able to do that just for yourself, the world become more peaceful, more blessed. If you're able to make all your family, healthy body, healthy mind with virtue, you really bring that society such a peace and virtue. And if we, each and every one of us, able to do that, even expand to one individual, the world will be a much more better place. So this is how the Bodhisattva's conduct can eventually able to reach to each and every single novelist sentient. So that's how we start. Then whatever merit that we accumulated from this session, all the merit that accumulated in the past, merit that are going to accumulate in the future, all the merit and virtue accumulated by past, present, future Buddha, Bodhisattvas, Gurus, sentient beings, we dedicate this collective merit to all the sentient beings' enlightenment and dedicate this collective merit to this pandemic to be overcome. Also dedicate this collective merit, whatever cure there may be most effective. And dedicate this collective merit to all the people that who are right now suffering from different forms of diseases, who are in, trapped in the natural disasters, in the war, in the famine, in any form of adversities, instantly be free. May this collective merit be a complete cause. The war, man-made suffering to the world be pacified. May this collective merit be a complete cause. All the beings who pass away, in particular in last 49 days, to be free from suffering of death, suffering of intermediate state, suffering of rebirth, and actualize rebirth in Buddha's pure realms, enlightenment. May this collective merit be a complete cause. All the world leaders, leaders of the organizations, and anyone who lead your family, and yourself who lead your life, free from negative emotions, such as wrong views, wrong attitudes, and filled with the positive attitude of loving kindness, compassion, understanding, forgiveness, altruism, wisdom of selfless, wisdom of emptiness, so that one under their leadership can able to enjoy only peace, virtue, and happiness. May this collective merit be a complete cause. All the beneficial beings like His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and all the spiritual gurus, and all the beneficial beings like yourself, your family members, always enjoy good health, long life, fulfill all your aspirations accordingly. May this collective merit be a complete cause. All the virtuous institutions, like all the Dharma centers, like such as Shantideva Study Group, to be free from all the inner outer secret obstacles and actualize all the conducive conditions to preserve virtue and the Dharma perfectly in extensive learning and actualizing realization on the stages of path accordingly. And may this collective merit be complete cause. All the past, present, future members and students and the friends and their family members who come in contact with Shantideva's activities always enjoy good health, long life, and fulfill all their virtuous aspirations accordingly. Then the dedicator ourselves. There's one thing. If there's anyone in your family or friend circles, or if you happen to see any suffering beings, on the street, like animals, or even through the news, you heard, you saw the suffering being, through you, then the collective merit from ours, through you dedicate to those specific beings. So that way, dedication becomes very effective. Whatever merit, prayer support that they need, so you take it. Then finally, yourself, ourselves, the dedicator of the merit and the purpose that we dedicate, all understand in the nature of emptiness, the nature of interdependent arising. Yeah. So I will recite short prayers. Then you try to strengthen this dedication, or if you have any specific dedication to be met, you do now. Otherwise, your heart try to fill with virtue of rejoicement. Kone gondo pewajo doni daware boche maje panam jiu jewani bambe baya kone gondo pewajo rimye daware boche maje panam jiu jewani bambe baya kone gondo pewajo kariyera we gobe singane pena dewa male juene jerese mo tindi jamu shabe side bado tenyo tuzo shaje jamu jabe jiyobe koso do chozo gobe le mutu taso duji gondo shadejo pama semje tamje denda denyo jingero tamje tado to wada cheju sebo kana sucho bade da kunje malam pejoje semjene jinji ba nyudo nele ta ju ju ne male ba ta do ju me bra sho be da zo mi ge shin no ba zum semjene wa ko ni sa ma chi ji ge ta shi je be bo ji da ke ma ko do sambo de ande ji de da ku ji ju ta lo ji wa de da tam je ro do su shi ne ja wa tam do ka chu do ma da ji je be sam ne sambo che je ra do ngo ba la Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for everyone's effort.
See you soon.
And I also apologize for my mumblings. So hope that in the monastery we say that the speaker don't have right, what's a correct way of speaking, but the listener has a good listening capability. So please, I dedicate in that way.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very, very much, everyone.
Thank
you so much.
Thank you very much.
Anas, Sushi, Natila.